Prince Farai was a Jamaican reggae DJ and producer who became a victim of gun violence in the early 1980s. In this video, I explore his untimely death, look at his musical contributions, and take you on a visit to his grave. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. It was Thursday, September 15, 1983, that the music industry tragically lost Jamaican producer and DJ Prince Farai. On that day, Prince Farai had finished doing some recordings at a recording studio. He then went back to his home on Murray Avenue in Portmore, St. Catherine. He did some of the typical things happen in a home that evening. He talked with his wife, ate dinner, went outside and watered some flowers, and so on. Later, as night came, he and his wife relaxed watching TV. A Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation JBC program, of course. It was the only television station in Jamaica at the time. Soon the serenity of the loving home was shattered when two men, one armed with a gun, smashed their way into the house. Prince Farai had little time to react, and when he did, he was immediately shot 5 times in the chest. Riddled with bullets, Prince Farai soon died. His wife was severely injured by bullets and was later hospitalized in a serious condition. Unlike her husband, she never died, but was unable to say who the attackers were. Speculation regarding the person or persons responsible for the murder of the Rastafarian artist ran high. 2 speculations stood out amongst informal talks. Some speculated that Prince Farai was killed because one of his major hits, called Under Heavy Manners, had been adopted as an anthem by the People's National Party PNP, and because of this had sparked an uncomfortable issue. It is hard to reject this conjecture. During the 1970s and 1980s here in Jamaica, many politically related arsons, assaults, and killings occurred. Almost 7 years before, 1976, legendary singer Bob Marley was shot in the arm because he was seen as supporting Michael Manley, then leader of the PNP. No doubt, the attempted assassination of Bob Marley was politically related. Was it so in the case of Prince Farai? Now let's look at the second speculation surrounding the killing of Prince Farai. At the time of his death, Prince Farai was refusing to pay the remaining half of an amount of money to the operator of a sound system he hired for an event. According to the story, Prince Farai had hired a sound system called Volcano to play at an event he promoted. It is usual that the promoter of an event pays half of the agreed amount to the sound system operator at the start of the event and pay the other half at the completion of the event. But this particular entertainment event put on by Prince Farai did not go as expected. During the event, a conflict broke out among the crowd, which caused an abrupt end to the event. When the sound system operators requested the balance of their payment, Prince Farai put forward the following logics. He said the event did not last the full expected time. Therefore, he will not give the full payment. Of course, this logical statement sounds fair. This makes sense, but not to the owner of Volcano. Volcano, the sound system, was owned by this man. His name is Henry Laws, who was known by the nickname John Joe. He was a highly influential Jamaican record producer, sound engineer, owner of a record label, and owner of Volcano Sound System. But he was also a notorious drug dealer, someone you would not want to mess with. Unfortunately, that was exactly what Prince Farai unintentionally did when he refused to pay the remaining amount of money. It is alleged that Henry Jonjo Laws felt offended by Prince Farai's refusal to pay and decided to teach him a lesson. The allegation is that Henry Jonjo Laws sent two men to the home of Prince Farai on that Thursday evening. And when those two men left, Prince Farai was history. Prince Farai was born Michael James Williams on Sunday, March 25, 1945. He grew up in Waterhouse, Kingston. As a teenager in the 1960s, he began attending entertainment events called dances. At these entertainment events which he regularly attended, he was inspired by the different DJs. Soon, he was holding the microphone on different sound systems as a DJ under the stage name King Cry Cry. After 5 years DJing on two major sound systems consecutively, King Cry Cry switched his focus to vocals on records. In the early 1970s, he recorded his first single called The Great Wooga Booga for producer Bunny Lee. This record was not much of a success, and so King Cry Cry, as he was called then, began working as a security guard. In 1974, he returned to the music industry, and thereafter he found success. In fact, it was in that same year, 1974, that his stage name changed from King Cry Cry to Prince Farai. Throughout his music career, Prince Farai had worked with several producers, including Enos McLeod, Joe Gibbs, and Coxsone Dodd. He had performed in many places in Jamaica and toured the different parts of the world to entertain music lovers. There are about 29 albums to his name, 16 of them produced during his lifetime. The last album he worked on was released the year after his untimely death. So I am at the resting place of Prince Farai. Sun is hot, but at the same time, it's getting cloudy, look like it's gonna rain. And this is the place that he was laid to rest when I was just months old. Didn't even know what was happening in the world. So this video was requested by one of my viewers, and I'm very happy to produce this video. To be honest, I did not know about Prince Farai prior to this request. I might have heard one or two of his songs before, but I wasn't aware of him. So I'm very glad to do this video, and it's a learning experience for me. All right, so let's go and check out the resting place of Prince Farai. It's absolutely relaxing out here. I am at Dovecot Memorial Park here in St. Catherine. This place has become a regular on this channel. That's because Dovecot is very rich with people who were very famous here in Jamaica. It's a preferred place by many here in Jamaica. And I must say thanks to Dovecot for accommodating me. Whenever time I approach them to do a story, the workers here are very helpful and the office very helpful. So the experience with Dovecot has always been smooth. So Prince Farai was buried here, and that's why I'm here regarding his story. I get to find out that Prince Farai's album Under Heavy Manners was a very popular album. As I've said before, he had done many albums. I won't go over that anymore. I've talked about that before. You heard me. But his album Under Heavy Manners was produced by the talented producer Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs. And you know what Joe Gibbs put his hand on, there's gonna be success. Just like Sir Coxsone Dodd. There are people who, when they put their hands on something, it's gonna be a success. Prince Farai, though I called him a DJ, it is said that he preferred to be called a chanter because he would chant his lyrics. A DJ is more like someone on a sound system, doing their thing, but he considered himself a chanter. And so, but most people, they're still gonna say DJ. It's still gonna say DJ. He was very loved and still is by many people in Europe. They love his conscious lyrics. And I love it. I listened to several of his songs and I really like what he is saying. I like consciousness. I like positive music. So if you haven't listened to some of his songs, go on YouTube, here on YouTube, and check it out. And I'm standing where he was buried. This is his grave here at Dovecot Memorial Park. This is the resting place of Prince Farai. Now, you won't see Prince Farai on his grave. They did not put it on it. You'll see his birth name. And here it says Michael James Williams. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Why do I think that these words were chosen by his wife? It says, good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. And below that you see his date of birth, March 25, 1945, and his date of death, September 8, 1983. And for those of you who might want to visit his grave, there is a number right there. The number is 10332. That's the number. So that's 10332. That's the number of his grave here at Dovecot for those who may want to visit. And maybe you want to take a picture with your, favorite artist. This is the grave of Prince Farai, resting here at Dovecot Memorial Park here in St. Catherine. Thanks for watching, and I see you again in another interesting video like this.